you returned?
Nairobi, 1993. I promised her that I'd be back in 6 weeks. And that was 93. She's gotten used to it now.
You came to tour Kenya at first?
I came with my rucksack. I graduated from college. I had a friend who had grown up in Tanzania.
Okay.
And so my friend suggested that I make a visit. And in fact, fixed me up with a job in a safari business in southern Tanzania. So I did that for a few months before realizing that I had none of the necessary skills to be in the safari business. So then I came to Kenya with my backpack, wondering what to do.
Well, how did you know of Kenya?
Well, it was there next to Tanzania.
Okay.
And there was a war going on in Mozambique at the time. So I would have gone south, but it seemed like a restless place. So I thought, let me go north instead. But I didn't know anybody here.
Okay.
I just came to Nairobi. And I wandered about.
Which was the first place you went?
I stayed in a hotel overlooking Jivanji Gardens, I remember. But I can't remember the name of the hotel.
I think it's Comfort.
It's not I think it was called Park View. Park View Hotel. It's on that, on the side close to the police station of Jivanji. So I stayed there. And because I was interested in art, you know, I saw this gallery on Standard Street called Gallery Watatu, so I wandered in. Because I had that background. And there was an exhibition on the wall, I remember, by a guy called Zachariah Mbutha. His pictures were showing at the time. And I remember liking them. And I got into conversation with the owner of the gallery. It was a very smart gallery. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's very, very sophisticated, very classy gallery. But I got talking to the owner and she offered me a job. And I thought, well, it was winter time in Europe, and I had no money. So I knew if I went back to Europe, that would be it. You know,
I knew it's expensive.
So I was going to go back and have to get some dreary job in the middle of winter time, which didn't seem to be very appealing. So I thought, let me take this opportunity in Nairobi. Why not? We'll see where it leads. But then I told my mum, 6 weeks was probably all I would last. So it's almost 20 years now.
Goodness.
Life's like that. I saw this gallery on Standard Street called Gallery Watatu, so I wandered in. Because I had that background. And there was an exhibition on the wall, I remember, by a guy called Zachariah Mbutha. His pictures were showing at the time. And I remember liking them. And I got into conversation with the owner of the gallery. It was a very smart gallery. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's very, very sophisticated, very classy gallery. But I got talking to the owner and she offered me a job. The problems we're trying to deal with are big. If we don't get to scale, then we won't achieve what we want to achieve. The conversations we want to have are with millions of people. That's the only way we can begin to address the change that has to happen. The change that's going to bring us to the goals we're chasing. So we have to be huge. It has to be massive. And generally speaking, all of the work we do is at scale. So we are very, very serious about that. And guiding principles are scale, innovation, permanence. We don't run an advertising campaign. An advertising campaign, by very definition, comes and goes. And we want to be there. We want to be permanent to the extent we can. We want the story to last, and we want people to get to know and have a relationship with the stories that we're telling, because we think that's important to get people to actually engage and draw their own conclusions. So DJB, you know, he's 19. He left school last year. He cleared Form 4. But there's no job for him. He can't find work. And he didn't get a place in any further education. So he lives somewhere outside the city. We don't exactly know where. And his friends from school have joined what they call a self-help group. But right now, unfortunately, that self-help group has kind of morphed into a gang. And they're going around asking people for security money. So DJB, he doesn't want to get involved in that. And partly the reason is because he has a secret. And the secret is that he has somehow, we don't quite know how, he's built an FM radio station in his bedroom. And from his bedroom, he's able to broadcast his daily pirate show, Shujaaz FM. And his show is a call out to Kenyan youth. If you're listening to my show, send me good ideas that young people can use to step up, to get an opportunity to improve their lives. Send me those ideas, and I'm going to tell everyone on my show. And by that means, we're all going to benefit. We're all going to learn good ideas that young people can use to improve their lives. So that's DJB's mission, right? Mm-hmm. Secretly from his bedroom.
And
she's struggling to make it because she's a beautiful girl, and a lot of guys would like to pull her off track and get her out of school. But she's determined. She's going to finish school. She's going to make it the right way. And she's always discovering things that she can be doing and things that the neighbors can be doing in the urban slum that they can use to improve their lives. Small businesses, urban farming, ways that they can influence the decisions that are being taken around them, ways they can get involved in school politics or local government. That's Maria's voice. I've got a brother called Tabu who's in love with Purity from next door. But unfortunately, Purity's from the wrong community. Dad can't stand the fact that the boy's in love with the girl from the so it's a real problem for them. I don't know who else is in here. Well, there's DJB's story this month. This is a good one. DJB's trying to persuade this wonderful woman, Bia Mani, to stand for office. Because he thinks that actually she's got a better track record of serving her community than anybody else that he knows. So he's trying to encourage her to stand for office, but meanwhile, the more established politicians in the area are less interested. But also they're not doing anything. At least she is actively supporting the community. Mm-hmm. So it's an interesting question that DJB is raising there about whether or not, what do you need to be a leader? Mm-hmm. What are the right qualities for good leadership? Mm-hmm. And so it's an interesting one. And I don't know how that story is going to end, but there's a bit of a debate going on in that story about it.